Islam, Shalom, Hola, Aloha, Bonjour, Osio, Assalamu Alaikum, Konnichiwa. This is your brother Zach Bay, Indigenous American Moor, coming to you live in full effect. Like, share, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell down below so you can be notified whenever I'm dropping some new content. Leave a comment, interact with me. Thank you. I really do appreciate your viewership. Let's jump into another one. Back at it again. Black's Law Dictionary. Let me know how I'm doing down below. Like, share, subscribe. You know, they're always trying to silence channels like mine. I really do appreciate you. All right. Hopefully everything's legible. Everything's clear. You can see everything. All right. So I want to start off with this one. Relevancy. All right. Acceptability to the issue joined. That quality of evidence which renders it properly applicable in determining the truth and falsity of the matter in issue between the parties to a suit. All right, that's in a case. All right, let's see. Relevancy is that which conduces to the proof of a pertinent hypothesis. A pertinent hypothesis being one which, if sustained, would logically influence the issue. All right. Things that are of import, things that matter, things that are connected. It's like the relevance of it. When you have evidence that you're submitting in a case, in a suit, on an affidavit, you know, that's the relevance. All right, so I want to read this one, religion. So in Black's Law, what does it say about religion? Okay, a man's relation to divinity, to reverence, worship, obedience, and submission to mandates and precepts of supernatural or superior beings. In its broadest sense includes all forms of belief in the existence of superior beings exercising power over human beings by volition, imposing rules of conduct with future rewards and punishments. That's pretty interesting. I would say in these beings, very interesting how it's written there. All right, so I wanted to check this out. Civil remedy. Okay, a remedy afforded by law to a private person in the civil courts insofar as his private and individual rights have been injured by a delict or crime, as distinguished from the remedy by criminal prosecution for the injury of the rights of the public. All right, so civil remedy is for individuals, and also it says private persons. All right, private persons, very important. And don't forget about what I always say about persons. It could be natural or artificial, but that word private is important. All right, so legal remedy, a remedy available under the particular circumstances of the case in a court of law, as distinguished from a remedy available only in equity. All right, see the difference in those? A civil remedy and a legal remedy. This one is more on the private. This one is the public side. All right, moving along here. A few more definitions for you. Okay, render judgment. To pronounce, state, declare, or announce the judgment of the court in a given case or on a given state of facts, not used with reference to judgments by confession and not synonymous with entering judgments, docking judgments, or recording the judgment. All right. So it's not the same. Rendering a judgment, it's not the same as a confession. It's not the same as entering a judgment or docking a judgment or recording the judgment. All right. Recording is when it's already done. They're recording it for the record, for future reference. Docking, that's just what it is. That's just adding it to the record for the most part. So like entering a plea, this is what the plea is going to be, but it's not necessarily set in stone. All right. And then like entering is also the same thing when it's first asked. All right. When they're first asked what type of judgment and they're entering it, that's just like the stating of the fact. All right. So rendezvous, I always like this word. Is it here? A place appointed for meeting. It's pretty simple, especially used of places appointed for the assembling of troops, the coming together of the ships of a fleet, or the meeting of vessels and and their convoy. All right, renegade. I thought this was pretty cool. Renegade, all right, one who has changed his profession of faith or opinion, one who has deserted his church or party. All right, so one who has changed his opinion or one who has deserted his party. But then there's the religious aspect to it, the faith or the church. I thought that was interesting. Call those renegades. All right. Renounce. To renounce, to make a affirmative declaration of abandonment. All right, that's one. Renouncing like all titles, all inheritances. One can renounce all these things that would normally go to them or that was promised to them, contracted to them. One can simply renounce it. It's formal, a formal declaration of abandonment. All right. So the people of this land, Turtle Island, Northwest Gate, Amexa, Morocco, we did not renounce our titles. We did not renounce our land ownership. We haven't renounced any of that. Matter of fact, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali claimed all of that for us. But that's a story for another day. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and the definitions. Remember, you can pause it so you can read them more closely. Let me know how I'm doing down below. This is your brother Zach Bay. Once again, like, share, subscribe. They're always trying to silence voices like mine and trying to silence channels like mine. Please share the content. Peace.